Good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm a few minutes late, I see. Great to see everyone here. How's everyone today? Here I am. Hi. Let me move this up I'll move it up. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Mrs. Chi. Who else is here? Can you see me all? Hi, guys. Let me move the lamp here so it's not like shining right in your eyes. How's that? Good morning. Good morning, Janet. Okay. I'm I'm a little bit running late this morning, right? I have my coffee. Okay. I'm going to adjust a few things here before we start.
Playing from Tina's Galaxy A11.
I'll pull you guys up on my YouTube over here so I can watch the chat. Oh, I missed somebody because there's 5 people. Who else is here? That's all I'm seeing. Little Gypsy, hi. Good morning. Oh, let's set this down, right? Oh, we have a Deborah Adams. Hello, Deborah Adams. I'm so happy you're all here this morning. Oh, well, there we go. How's that? Okay. Hi. See, now I can watch the chat. I can see make sure I'm staying in frame okay, right? All right. Everyone, let's welcome Deborah Adams. Yeah. Deborah Brown. I'm doing okay this morning. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is the weekend's winding down? Some people are going back to work tomorrow. Some people aren't. I think I've mentioned before, I'm a substitute teacher in my school district. This is the first year that I've subbed. I've never been a substitute teacher before, but I only sub occasionally. It's all been remote online, and I've enjoyed it. I will, there's classes available to sub in my district every single day of the week. They're really hurting for substitute teachers here. And I only have the time and the energy to give it my best every once in a great while. So I pick up a a day here or there, maybe once a month or once every other month. So that's what I do as far as working outside the house, and most of the time I'm crafting or resting and watching something on Amazon. Oh, what have you guys been watching besides YouTube? Okay. I've been watching Mad About You. uh, I watched the new 2020 season. It's on Amazon Prime, and I watched that whole 2020 season. I'd never seen that season before, and I enjoyed it so much. I laughed. I laughed my butt off. Some really some cool dry humor, which I really relate to. Dry humor. Mm. And so then after I watched the new 2020 season of Mad About You, I started watching the old ones, the old reruns. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to believe that show was, started more than 30 years ago. Where did the time go? I don't know. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. And I'm still spring cleaning. I feel like I've made a lot of headway with spring cleaning. How about you guys? Anybody doing their spring cleaning? Are you already done with your spring cleaning? I had a lot to catch up on. Honestly, I really did. I have a lot to do, work wise, throwing stuff out. Um, Clothes that don't fit properly, sorting material that I want to put away for, some type of project or something. I'm sorting all that and organizing, and it's been a real treat. It really has. I've enjoyed it. So I've made a lot of headway, at least with like my own dressers and closets and things like that. And this week, I'm going to be able to get to the craft stuff because it's kind of all mixed into a spare room, two spare rooms that I have here actually, and it's separated by current stuff and then stuff that I go to a lot, and then stuff that I go to like every single day and projects that I'm working on are in this room that I'm, filming in. So it's kind of like all over the place. I mean, I know where it's at, kind of, and it's just not very organized right now. It's not that I don't have the space to organize it. I have the space. I have the shelves. I semi have some of the containers, which those are being used. So I don't know. I guess that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not stuck. I'm actually doing it, and that's a good thing because, sometimes I do get stuck. I get that overwhelmed feeling and just can't move forward at all. So um, thank goodness we're getting it done, right? That's how I feel about it. I'm getting it done. So I thought we would just start off, just do some chatting this morning while we have our coffee or tea or whatever you all are having this morning. And I'll catch up on the chat real quick. Adrina, hello. How are you? You haven't started your spring cleaning. And Deborah is watching the last 20 years of Survivor. Okay, I think I'm about caught up. Janet Nash is watching Timeless on Netflix. He is correct, Deborah. It's been raining here since I got up, and I got up a little bit later than usual today. I was up at 5. Yeah, I got up at 5 today, and that is a little bit late for me. Usually, I'm up like between 3 and 3:30 ish, maybe 4 at the latest. But I got up at 5 today, and it's been raining. It's gloomy um, and cold. It's only going to be about 60 today, and that's supposed to be the high here today. And it's raining. I took Bird out this morning. She went for a short little walk, and she didn't want to stay out because it it's not pouring down rain. It's just like a fine mist right now. So that's what's happening in my neck of the woods. The last couple days have been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I did. Here I go with my 3 loads of laundry yesterday and 3 loads of laundry the day before. And I was able to get all those loads out on the line 2 days in a row, drying clothes outside on the line, sheets and blankets and stuff like that. When you have pets, I change out their sheets, that they lay on. I put all the time. That's just the way I've always done it on their bed, on their bedding. Birdie has a great big bed that she sleeps on, and it's wonderful. But I put sheets down on top of it, and then sometimes give her some extra cushioning because she's an old girl. I fold up a great big comforter, and I'll put that underneath the sheet and put the sheet over top of it, make it a little bit more cushy for her. So, and changing those out, every 5 or 6 days. Got to wash them. I have quite a few spares, but man, the laundry just piles up, and I don't even have any little kids around here. It's just Bird and me and my youngest son, who is he's an adult at this point. He's 29. I told him I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do this morning, live streaming. And he says, Mom, just have fun. Just have a good time and hang out with your friends and chat and have a good time. So I said, okay, that's what we're going to do. And I told him that's what we always do. Anyway, we hang out and craft and chat and have coffee. And I have to tell you guys, I really enjoy this time. I look forward to this going live. It's different than pre-recorded videos. I feel like live is a little bit more spontaneous than the recorded ones. For me, anyway. I mean, I haven't made a lot of them, of the recorded ones and uploaded on YouTube. But, for sure, we've all made videos, pre-recorded type videos, growing up, movies, our whole lives, right? Camcorders and things like that. Growing up in the digital age. And so it's not like we don't have any experience with recorded media. I just find the live to be, more live. It's more, I feel more authentic for me, not really. I do kind of get kind of a loose guideline of things that I'd like to talk about or things that I'd like to do while live streaming, but I don't always stick to that script kind of, because it's just a loose kind of thing. And if I get to it, I get to it. And if we talk about it, we talk about it. And if we don't, we don't. I don't feel like there's any great pressure going live. I feel like I'm just hanging out with my crafting buddies that, I see most of you guys in the other live streams that we go to. I've been watching the live hop since New Year's Eve that Mary had on New Year's Eve, and I met a lot of you then. It's been a blast. And, I've been watching junk journals, especially, I want to say, Gail Augustinelli. I've been watching her for the last, I want to say, 4 years or so. And, there have been a few others that I have watched for the last 3 or 4 years. But at the top of my list, I would have to say, Gail's the one that really hooked me into the interest of junk journals. And, to me, it's always been what a great way for us who like to be creative and like to have an outlet for our creativity. It's a great way to experiment with a bunch of different types of art that we like to do with paper, whether it's writing or painting with different paints or different colored pencils or different markers or different fabrics. And I mean, you all get it in the junk journal world. You know what I'm talking about. It's just, and it's nice that we all share that, that interest in junk journals, right? And we have a very I can't even really describe how wonderful our junk journal community is. It's so kind, and people really care about each other and try to help each other out and support each other. There's always somebody that will listen, to what's going on if you need to talk. And there's always people reaching out to other people when we know something is going on. So enough with that. Let me go grab a couple of things. The first thing I want to do is, believe it or not, I do. Did you see I have my iron here behind me and my chair? Because I'm standing again today. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stand today. I just don't feel much like sitting. It bothers my lower back a lot to sit. So I stand primarily most of the time. And I'm not complaining, believe you me. I'm happy to stand. I'm happy to be standing here and relatively pain-free. Just feeling a little stiff. Nothing wrong with being a little stiff. And I think that might greatly be due to, the barometer and barometric pressure. When it gets up in 20, going up over 29 and rising, and there's all this humidity in the air, it starts to make me achy and stiff. Okay. And funny, kind of funny story. My one of my doctors had once told me that I'm really sensitive to my body, like what's going on with it, and when I feel things and the connection to things that are irritating it. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. It's saved my life being that way a few times. So if you know something's wrong, make sure to get it checked out. That's been my motto. Okay, so I'm gonna go walk across the room real quick and grab this the little portable ironing board real quick. And then I'm going to set this up real quick, and then I will catch up on the chat, see what you all are chatting about. And I have some things I want to iron. They may or may not go into the junk journal that I'm working on, the birds and butterfly one. So we'll see. I as I was pulling things out this week, I came across some things I might want to use. They're going to need cut up a little bit, so we may not start ironing quite yet. But so this was on a pillow. I washed this yesterday, hung it up on the line. It's a real pretty baby blue, and this is let me put that down so I don't burn myself. I'm going to come up to the camera and show you guys. This is that little French knots in here and a straight stitch here. And then these are the little French knots too. It's a dark blue. The thread is a dark blue. And this is like a little bit darker than a powder blue, but it's pretty. More of a gray tone to it. And then here's some nice, you'll see the pattern on the lace here. So and then there is this little piece of lace here. So we're going to deconstruct this whole thing, iron it. We took it apart. Well, my son took it apart for me a couple days ago. And we got rid of the pillow, and I washed this. So this is like it's definitely cotton. It might be just a plain cotton on the back. Okay. And then I did have this on my drafting table here for the longest time, this white sheet, and I had it folded up. I really like the white on my table, and it just kept, I got what do you call that? Gosh, I'm not even gonna be able to remember now. But the one ink from Tim Holtz, the antique photo. Okay, I got that all over here. But anyways, I decided not to use it anymore. So I washed this and hung it on the line to dry yesterday. And I thought, well, why don't I grab the alcohol inks that I made? And because it has this real beautiful eyelet pattern at the bottom. And, the color, let me see if this is the purple, the same purple and blue. Let me move this, burning my thing here, right? If I put this up this way, there we go. Now we have, I'm sorry it's so dark in here today, right? No, that's a little bit better, right? Put some, let's stick it in the coffee. Anywho, let me hold this up now. You can see it's the purple and the blue. It did come out really nice. Maybe once I get it all cut and ironed, you'll be able to see it better. Okay, guys? Or if I hold it back here, you might see it better. See how nice that it is showing up better back here than up close to the lens there. Okay. So it's actually quite long. I told you before, this is 1 yard straight across. So we have, almost 2 yards. Almost 2 yards of this. Oh, that's nice. That's quite a bit, right? And it came out nice. So we take this apart and I'm going to iron this a little bit too. I don't know if we're going to use this in the birds and butterfly journal or not. I'm not sure yet. Okay. And gosh, where did I put them? There they are. I'm going to sit down now and, all right, I'm getting tired. Ooh, that wore me out. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Oh, Candy's here. Good morning, Candy. And little sister is here. Hello, Teresa. Okay, here I am. I'm back where I left off. Yeah, Janet, I love the way clothes smell from the clothesline. Oh my gosh, Deborah. I know 3:30 is early. My sleep cycle's been really messed up this like the whole last year really. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that. But recently I started taking this one amino acid. It's called L-theanine. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it before. It's a natural occurring amino acid, and I'll repeat that L dash theanine, and it really helps level out mood and it has really helped tremendously with my sleep. Instead of only sleeping, sometimes 5.5 or 6 hours, I can't function with 5.5 or 6 hours of sleep. I have to have 7 hours or more of sleep to feel okay. My body heals during that sleep time. So 7 hours, I'm good to go. I can function okay. By anything less than 7 hours, and the fatigue is just so much, and I can't deal with it, right? So I've been taking L-theanine for a couple weeks now, and I've slept almost 8 hours every single night since I've started taking this. It's not a sleep aid. It's not considered a sleep aid. For some reason, it is helping me sleep. So I do like that. I feel better. And let me see what else is going on with the chat here. I'm happy you're here, Deborah Brown. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out with me. I hope I don't bore you all like to tears. Yes, Janet, we met during all the hops. Thank you, Deborah Adams. And my sister says I have a very soothing voice as well. I found that I find that just so strange. I have a younger sister. She's a couple years younger than me. I've always been the older cousin and the older sister, and I did a lot of babysitting as they were all grown up under me. Yeah, I let him get away with a lot, quite frankly. Let me finish catching up on the chat here, and maybe I could do some ironing, right? Oh, you're in the balcony, Teresa. That's okay. Maybe you're working on a project or resting or doing a little organizing yourself. Ah, Deborah Brown, I totally relate to what you're saying. Hmm. See, the thing is that I have already, I have already lost it. You say most people don't appreciate what they have got until it's gone. Yeah, that's I've had a long time uh, to adjust, so to speak, more than 2 decades. It doesn't happen overnight. And I'm fortunate. I believe I'm gonna stop reading chat right now and just talk about this for a minute while I do some deconstructing here, and uh, we'll chat about this. Okay. So, Deborah brought this up about um, most people not realizing it until it's gone, right? Um, Here's what I've discovered uh, along my own journey with all of this is that I have heard many times from especially doctors uh, in the very beginning that my condition would just be a bump in the road, and then life would go on, right? Well, here's the thing. I've discovered uh, with more than 20 years of this so-called bump in the road is that it is the road. It's not a bump in the road. This is the road. This is my road. Okay. And I've had to learn to live with that, and not only be just okay with that, but it has to be better than just okay, right? I mean, you would want life to be better than just okay, right? I don't know. You would think, huh? I'm gonna slide this my coffee. Mm. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually use my seam ripper, but we'll have it here just in case we do decide to use it. So as I was saying, um, I had to actually I had to make a note here. Mm. So I am currently coming up on let's see, at like mid-November ish will be 23 years since I was first diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a type of cancer. It is a cancer of the lymphatic system. I was stage 3B, and this was at the end of 1998. So then the almost the entire year of 1999 was chemotherapy. So 9 months of chemotherapy. And this is when I first started hearing that this was just going to be a bump in the road. Because I was young. I was 33, I believe, and two young sons. I just got a college degree and a BA in psychology. I was working in my field. Just came back from a long vacation with my family. And then life changed, it really did. I've met a lot of wonderful people through the years, a lot of very supportive people that, just they're just amazing. The people that work in this in the oncology field. So by all means, if any of you have any questions whatsoever, I will catch up on the chat in a minute here. I'm going to iron for a little bit more, and I will tell you a little bit more about all of this. And if you have questions, put them in the chat. I will catch up and try to answer if you have any questions or whatnot. So the road, okay. After 9 months of chemo back in 1999, in 2000, I was sled riding with my sons, and I went down a hill, and this was, just shortly after I finished chemotherapy. I was having a good time. I landed the wrong way, and I crushed a vertebrae, T11, in my spine. I crushed it this way, like a pop can. And the next seven years, I primarily spent in bed and could not walk very much. I couldn't sit. I was in excruciating neurological pain, no relief whatsoever. Nothing helped. The only thing that helped was being unconscious. It was horrible. It really was. But I did manage to get through that. There's a lot of backstory behind, fracturing my spine and the recovery process. Physical therapy, I had tried many times over that 7-year period of time. I tried different therapies, water therapy, just gentle walking. I couldn't do any of it. Anything that I tried to do in physical therapy would wind me up in bed for 3 weeks, where I couldn't even walk. So it wasn't helpful to me. And in the end, with that situation, what ended up saving me was this big, now mind you, this has been, I want to say almost 14 years ish. Okay. I'll show you. This is my huge yoga ball. You see this, guys? I can't even show you how big it is, right? But it's huge. And I do sit on that the majority of my time. If I'm, not standing here or sitting in this chair, I'm on my yoga ball. That's not the original one that I got like 14 years ago. But I've replaced it maybe five times. It does last a long time. I have never broken one myself, but I had a dog that broke one. I had a guest that broke one. So they're pretty much indestructible. You have to really, have a intention, I guess, to break it for it to break. But that's what really, got me to the point where I could sit down comfortably without all that pressure on my spine. And because the ball does give, and which really, really helps a lot. It seemed like, once I was able to start sitting like that again, and I was able to start walking a little bit more, and then I was able to stand more and walking. I've been hiking the last few years. You guys know that. Probably I've always hiked. As a kid, I was always real active. Um, and with my kids, I was a soccer coach and things like that. So I was very active, pretty healthy before, all this actually occurred. I was a very healthy person. I've been a vegetarian my entire life. Kind of strange to, for a lot of people to even imagine that, but nobody in my family is. It's just the way I am. Strange like that. And my parents indulged me. So can't really say it was my diet. They really don't know what causes Hodgkin's lymphoma. So long story short, and I have to look at my notes again. So in 2016, 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a secondary cancer, which is a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It is called MALT for short, which is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. So it's a connective tissue within the mucous membranes, could be within muscles or stomach lining, adrenal gland, all, your mouth, eyes, places like that. All right. So I go to Cleveland Clinic quite often, except for this past year. And we could talk about it. I see the chat's going crazy, but I haven't stopped to read it yet because I'd rather, just keep going for a second here and tell you all where things are headed right now. So this, my first doctor, he did retire because it's been almost 23 years. He retired from Cleveland Clinic, a great doctor. I miss him a great deal. And I have a new oncologist that I've been seeing for the past few years. Since this diagnosis, 5 years, I've been seeing my new doctor. I have a whole team. When I was diagnosed in 2016, this particular how do I even say it? But okay, since this type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, they believe was caused by the chemotherapy that I had 23 years ago, approximately. And they think that because of some of the scans that I have scans every year. And there were some things that showed up maybe in 2014 in my, different places in my scans that they thought were nothing in 2014. So now here we were in, the beginning of 2020, and we're looking at these old scans, my oncologist and I, and seeing the progression of what was showing up back then that they they didn't think was anything. Ends up that it was malt, this non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So in 2016, when they first diagnosed me with this, I had it in both of my eyes. I did not realize that that's what was going on, but it makes like a soft tissue type of tumor, and it was on the backside of my eyes. So I did not realize what was happening because it was so slow growing that my body adjusted as it, grew and grew and grew it to the front of my eyes and started to grow over the front of my lenses. And then I was able to, could actually see it. So I made an appointment. I got this a new doctor on my team because of this new diagnosis is actually in my eyes, and I had to do radiation treatment. So I had I had radiation treatment. I'm laughing because of the this mask that they fit me for. It's made out of some like Krylon type of really hard something. I don't even know, you guys, but it's real soft. They set it down into this heat thing, and then they takes two people and they mold it to your face and your your head, and then that became it was to protect other areas of my face like sinuses and things like that. So, long story short, it takes two people to mold this, and it becomes mine. I took it home at the end after all the radiation. I took a picture of it and said I went to Cleveland Clinic, and all I got was this stupid mask. It was pretty funny to me. But I have to find the humor where I can. So now we're at 2021. I was at Cleveland Clinic for my regular checkup last year in February. I was supposed to be back in 3 months for biopsies, and because there are 4 other places where it's active right now, and it's growing kind of, moderate, not super fast, but moderately, that they're a little concerned about starting treatment. And so I didn't go for my 3-month appointment, and I kept rescheduling the whole entire year of 2020. They did not seem to have a problem with that, or they would have let me know. No, they would say, "You need to come in right now, and we need to, take care of this." So apparently, they kind of think it's okay for me to have put it off as much as I did. I rescheduled every 3 months, and all COVID-19 related, because I did not do this previously. I always made my appointments, right? So here we are now. I have my new appointments all set up for the first week of April. I will be going to Cleveland, so it's just a little over a week away, and we will be reassessing everything, talking about, if we're going to do more scans, see what the changes are. We'll probably, definitely do a lot of blood work, and talk about if we're going to do these biopsies that they wanted to do. I know one for sure is on an adrenal gland on the left side of my kidney is one of them. And but I have to tell you guys, I'm doing great. I feel great. My energy's good. I'm happy to be here hanging out with you guys. I'm so relieved and very thankful for this community and what you all mean to me. I was very hesitant to talk to all of you about all of this. A few people, do know, but most people don't know. And I have been, I'm sure you all have heard of DeFi, the Disabled Artists Foundation. I have been a artist for nearly a year now. So Defy has been supporting me as an artist with, supplies and friendship and camaraderie and community, um, and just a great foundation. And so y'all are my friends. I thought we would sit down and talk about this, and yeah. Uh, um, it it has been crazy. It has not always been like this. I didn't always have my art. I had to go through a lot of picking up shattered pieces of my life and putting it back together, not the way I had envisioned it 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but how I found it in these pieces and put it back together in a way that is more spectacular to me today, so that I can live with it. Because this is what we have today. That a lot of people, as we get better, I know there's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, you have to excuse my French here. There's a lot of crazy talk on the internet about medicine and science and stuff like that. But I would tell you, if it were not for medicine and science, I would not be here today. Um, it's as simple as that. I wouldn't be. And what we have today are people like me who are surviving not one cancer, but secondary cancers as well. 20, I belong to support groups online, which I never did before, with cancer survivors that have been surviving for 30 years, 35 years, with the same diagnosis. It's just amazing to me that we have the internet. It can be such a powerful tool for us to help each other, to reach out, let each other know that, whatever it is, it may not be obviously the same diagnosis. There are groups for that as well. There are people that will, reach out and, help try to make sense of it, the super highway of information. But I think that's about all I can say about all that. So I'm going to stop for now, and I will catch up on the chat real quick. And then we'll shift gears on what I'm going to do with this Lacey stuff here. I don't really know. So let's see where we are. I got a lot of scrolling to do. Oh, Jersey's here. Good morning, Jersey. Hi, Laura. Hi, Zena. Zena's here. And Renee. Hello, Renee. Hello, Zena. Zena has, if you all don't know who Zena is, you better go find her. Her lives are so much fun. Zena, another Jersey girl. She's got a great sense of humor. I know you all know who Jersey Crafter is. I'm catching up. Okay, all right. I found where I left off. Zena takes melatonin. That's awesome. Thanks, Zena. But it's been long for a long time. When I was telling you all about the chemotherapy I had 23 years ago, almost, I was completely bald. I had lost all my hair, and I had a fun time creativity wise with the different wigs and hats and things like that. It was a little bit fun, But that was the only thing that I found really enjoyable about all that time period. But I did not look good bald, I can tell you that. Oh, and let's see, where am I at? Oh, you're sub now, Laura. Thank you. I love Jersey Crafters lives. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Jersey, if you catch Jersey Crafter, she was, Laura was talking about post-traumatic stress in her life, maybe a week ago, roughly, or so ago. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, after, all of that 7-year period of time when after I had broke my back and I was laying in bed, a lot of that was post-traumatic stress, a lot of anxiety and, just crying about all of it. And 7 years, it was a long time. It took a lot of, I think it just took a lot of time for the nerves in my nervous system to heal. I did a lot of research. I still do a lot of research. What I found was that nerve endings only grow a tiny bit every single month. Like you can't even measure how much nerve endings take to grow in a month. That's how small it is. So I think that, I read something about if you have nerve damage, it will take, about 7 years before you even start seeing real results with healing with that nerve. And that's basically right around the time period it was for me. It took um, almost 7 years for and the yoga ball before I was able to, actually start walking again and being physically productive. And my life is not like that today, obviously, but 7 years was hell. I would say it was worse than the 9 months of chemotherapy, in my opinion. But to each their own experience, right? Is pretty much the way of it. Um, I was a bad patient. I was red rubber stamped. I didn't like to listen. Obviously, to my own detriment. Sometimes I refused to get a port for chemotherapy because the infection rate was so high with ports. And this was more than 20 years ago. Things have changed somewhat. And from what my understanding was, that most people will survive Hodgkin's lymphoma. The most people that don't survive is because of an infection. So that's what I was worried about. I was trying to avoid an infection actually taking me out. So I was, getting the IV chemotherapy every other week and blew all my veins. I mean, that's why they have ports, so you don't destroy your veins. So you can use a great big artery up here in your chest. Makes it a lot easier. They can administer the chemotherapy in about a third of the time, usually. So, yeah, I was a bad patient. Let me just say, I don't know if I would do that today. I'm not really sure. I'm a little bit different today, knowledge-wise, than I was then. Or maybe not as stubborn. I don't know. I'm still a Taurus, you guys. I'm still a Taurus. it takes a lot of convincing with facts and data uh, to change my mind about something once I've made a decision about something. Okay, catching up again. Candy got her first vaccine, and she's getting her second one. Everybody's saying hello and hugs. Aw, no questions? Okay. I'm laughing at Jersey Crafter. Tell people, hey, don't come here and break my balls. Yes, Laura, it's a long journey. And as I was saying, for me, I had to realize it was not a bump in the road. It's the road for me, and that's where um, I think the real uh, health came back to me, moment by moment, just being in the moment. Yeah, but we are not strange. We are compassionate. You're right. Um, we are compassionate. I couldn't imagine. Uh, Deborah Brown, I'm just going to leave that one alone for now. Obviously, 55 plus years of being a vegetarian and mostly, am vegan for the most part, the last decade or so. Um, we have a community in my area, Youngstown, greater Youngstown area of a community of vegans and vegetarians. And we'll be getting together pretty soon at Mill Creek Park, which I've been telling you guys all about. I'm so excited about it because it's nice. We have a picnic. It's like a potluck. We do it once a month, and we get to we haven't seen each other for over a year now, except my one friend who I hike with. I do see her. All right, so let me finish catching up on. I've talked so much this morning, you guys, and I'm almost out of coffee here. uh yes. Candy, thank you. I know you support Defy. I know a lot of you do support Defy. I appreciate that so much. Renee, don't cry, honey. My little red wagon. There's just no reason to cry now. Believe me, I've done enough crying for all of us. Take my word on that. Yes, Janet Nash. Thank you for saying that, and you're saying, can we be with you in your journey? So that's kind of why I wanted to share this with you guys all this morning. I have been thinking about this, and I discussed it with uh, friends. Um, how to go about this, or whether or not I should share with you all what's going on. And the encouragement was overwhelming. It would be a story worth sharing with you guys. And maybe a little bit of inspiration, and determination, um, and maybe just maybe just share with you guys how I found um, goals and aspirations that I thought were just destroyed over the years. How I put pieces back together the way I thought they should go now, and maybe that would encourage you all too. If I know people are having a really hard time right now adjusting, people have been having a hard time adjusting over this past year with COVID and everything. I know that's been hard for a lot of people, and I thought maybe this would be a good way to show you guys that we can adjust to all kinds of adversity in life, and still be okay, and still be happy, and still have a good time, and be creative and whatnot, right? Okay, I'm still trying to catch up on the chat real quick. uh, Hi Amy, nice to see you, honey. I'm just catching up. Good morning, Amy. Aw. Mrs. Gigi, thank you for sharing Zena's channel. She rocks my socks too, Laura. Uh, yeah, Yadrina, I hope I'm saying your name right. Am I saying it right? Tell me. Is it Yadrina? Ooh, Taurus like a bull, strong. No, I'm not really that strong. I do walk though a lot, and I hike, and I do yoga, and I do my carry laundry. I have uh, a flight of stairs to go up and down, and basement stairs is a whole flight. I keep busy. I go up and down stairs all day. Yeah, it's Laura, but I did have post traumatic stress uh, from all this. I'm doing much better now. Hello, Hot Threads, South Dakota. Uh, yeah, Janet, I am a survivor, but I'm also thriving. You know, and it's good to be not just surviving, but thriving as well. I got to get up, guys. My back is hurting from sitting here, and I'm having a hard time focusing on catching up with the chat and talking to you guys as it's going on, because there's just so much to talk about, right? Oh, yeah, Zena, you're a Taurus, so you know what I'm talking about, right? It takes a lot to change our mind about something. Yeah, we do a lot of work. Um, Amy has a husband that's a Taurus. Yes. Yeah, come with the facts. Come big or don't come at all. Bring us the facts, bring us the evidence. Yes. Well, we love to have our minds changed. It's just hard to do that, right? My iron's still on. That's good. I'm almost caught up. Yes, it does take a long time to accept change. And Janet, I've been fortunate to have that extra time to adjust. No, I didn't make anything today. Amy, he said, what did I make today? I didn't make anything. Coffee, that's it. And I'm doing some ironing and cutting things out. That's about all. And chatting. Yeah, Janet, I'm going to stop in a minute and grab a coffee in a minute. As soon as I catch up with this chat real quick. Gosh, y'all are talkative this morning. Don't mind me. I'm just kidding. There we go. Okay, so it's Yadira. I've been saying a little bit wrong. Yadira. Yadira. I've been putting an N in there. Yadrina. Why have I been doing that? There's no N in there. Yadina. Yeah, I did it again. Wait a second. Yadira. Very nice. Good morning, Aunt Beck. How are you today? Good morning. I am all caught up, you guys. So I'm going to put the phone down for a minute. Sorry if I'm boring you to tears with my catching up and all that. Okay, so here's the back of this. Let me turn the iron a little bit so I don't burn myself. Here's the back. Since I've taken it apart, you can see where it's all stitched. Very nice. And then this is the front. Very cool, right? So I picked this one up at Goodwill or something. I did not make this pillow cover. I'll show you. I do have, maybe it's in this one. Yes. It's called, there's a name for this, I guess, because I have a couple of these. I haven't started them. Just something that I picked up. It's called, have you all seen this before? Candle wicking. Okay. And here's another one. Turn it this way. Here's another one, candle wicking. Apparently that's what that's called. I haven't looked it up yet. If any of you want to look it up, or excuse me, you've heard of this before, candle wicking. It's like a needlepoint on muslin. Okay, that's what it's like to me. See, the back looks like a back stitch, and then the front has these big French knots on it. Okay, that's basically it. That's what I deconstructed this today, because I'm probably going to use some of this in that birds and butterfly journal. And when I come back from running downstairs to get my coffee refill, I'll cut this fabric real quick and iron this one too. Okay, so I'll be right back, y'all. See you in just a shake. I'm back. I'm in the room at least. Hello. All right. Oh, how I am knocking stuff all over the place today, right? A little clumsy. All right. Here's coffee. It is starting to warm up a little bit. So I think I'm going to take off this sweater. I'm getting warm over here. Are you guys hearing this echo? Oh my gosh. Oh, where'd you go? I got to get back to the, I have to get back to the chat. Let's get back to the chat. Where are we at? I'm catching up on the chat. Okay. Amy's Coffee's Brewing. Candle wicking, been around a long time. It's from the 80s, maybe. Yeah, Aunt Beck, this pollen is crazy, right? My sinuses are so thick today. The coffee's helping a little bit, thin them out. Thin the mucus a little bit. Renee, is that your son you're talking about? He's 17. He's a Taurus, a strong redheaded Taurus. My youngest is a redheaded also. He's not a Taurus. He's a Virgo. I'm trying to catch up here. Okay, now I'm back to where Yadira had told me how to say her name. I think I said it right. Yadira. No N. I've been saying it wrong. I've been putting an N in there. So you've all heard of candle wicking. That's awesome. Yes, Beck. Thank you. That's kind of what I'm gathering from the candle wicking. Wicks for candles. Okay. Candy, you walk with your tablet everywhere. I'm almost caught up. Hi, Peter. Hello from Australia. Nice to have you today. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, the coffee is pretty good today. It's a dark Italian roast. Black. It's an espresso blend. No echo. Good to hear. Peter, I'm doing great today. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Your evening is winding down, right? Uh, Peter, if you could scroll up, somebody did explain what candle wicking is. It's in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, I'm all caught up now, and I'm going to let that sit. Well, we will get those scissors and cut this eyelet trim off of here real quick. It's a rather wide eyelet trim. It is 4 inches wide. So we can use this for all kind of crafty things. And as I was saying earlier, when I was doing laundry yesterday, I decided I wasn't going to use this anymore on my drafting table. I washed it and hung it on the line to dry, and I got some of the alcohol inks that I made previously out of the permanent markers and 97% rubbing alcohol, and made alcohol inks out of them. And this is the purple and the blue. I decided to take the sprays out there yesterday and just, spray this eyelet trim area just in case. Because even if I don't use it for the birds and butterfly junk journal, I might use it on I've got a peacock one that I'm kind of planning. It's a big portfolio one. I haven't had an opportunity to work on it yet. I've been just gathering pieces and adding it. I have like little project piles. I put together little project piles of things that I want to do, and I will add pieces to that project as I come across them until I actually have a chance to work on them. So that's that. And we'll get this out of the way. I might use this for, who knows, something else. It's a nice cotton, so still in great shape. We'll put that out of the way and iron this real quick. This did turn out really cute. See, that would be the front. Yeah, the colors came out pretty nice. Not sure if we're just going to use, like a little square of this or what yet. You know how it is. You don't know till you actually get there. At least that's how it is for me. I just wing it. Not a whole lot of planning with me. A little bit of planning, but not a lot. Right? Okay. So the iron has to get a little bit hotter as it's been sitting there for a minute. I've done a lot of chatting today. Sometimes I think, the whole, making the tinctures and such like that I've been taking the last couple years. You know, I wish I had done it when I was a lot younger. I wish I had known, about reishi and chaga and turkey tail, lion's mane. Just all those great things. I do get a lot of benefit out of them. Believe me, they help. They help me with clarity and energy and healing. Injuries, healing injuries. I get a tiny little scratch, and of course, it takes forever to heal right now, and so do like little bumps and bruises. Oh my gosh, I got that little paper cut last week when we were last Sunday live streaming on my knuckle, on my pinky. It bled right away. A crazy paper cut, right? These things hurt so bad. And then the other day, of course, don't you know? Let's see here. There's my new paper cut right there. It's all red. It's infected. This is like the third day of this paper cut. Yuck, right? So, putting medicine on that, trying to get it to heal. And yeah. But I do feel like I can get a lot more accomplished these days. And the fatigue is not so overwhelming. It is somewhat. I mean, don't get me wrong. After a couple hours, I'm still done. After a couple hours, I can't do much. I can do some things, but it's just, it's not that bad. I do not spend any time in bed anymore, except like when I'm going to bed, which is just amazing to me. I used to spend, lots of time in bed, and this was, more than 13, 14 years ago, right at the end of the 7 years when I was healing from the chemotherapy and the T11 fracture. So those two things, trying to heal at the same time, just compounded the work that my body had to put in to get well again. It's just amazing. Here we are, and it's okay. It's okay, you guys. I guess that's all I want to tell you about all that is that I'm okay with it being okay. That's all right. So this came out really nice. I think this came out really pretty. Yeah. And that's one side. Here's the other. It almost looks tie-dyed. Yeah, the purple is very faint on here. And of course, the light doesn't do it justice, right? But it will, and it's perfect for either the Birds and Butterfly journal or the maybe the peacock one that I will eventually start working on. Who knows, right? Get your coffee. Everybody drink. That's good. Okay, what else can we do? I know what we can do. So I have here's the box of goodies. Let's set this down for a minute, and we'll get the iron out of the way so nobody gets burned. How about that? I'm done ironing for the moment. There'll be no more ironing today. How about that, right? So we can move all this stuff. to the other side of the room. Voila, and it's done. And I can show you this other box. This was part of my organizing. The other day of the stuff for the you guys. Speaking of, you see this let me turn, that's just how the box goes. Okay, here we are. So my son and I a couple weeks ago since I got this box, I want to tell you about the box itself. I saved the box. It's from a couple weeks ago. These were they're called disruptor boots. It's so funny, disruptor. My friend that I hike with, she'll get a real kick out of that. I don't know. Let me see. I'll grab them real quick if I can. I'll show you where they, these are from my hike, my muddy hikes. Yeah, the tag is still, part of the tag is on it, right? Nope, it's not on it. Okay. Anyway, guys, these are my disruptor boots. Da, da, da. Check this out. Look at that tread. That's a dangerous tread, folks. You see that tread? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Yeah, you got it. We're going to be on some dangerous trails because I got some treads and we're going to be having some fun, right? $20. These were almost $100. And because the season's over, they were on sale for $20. And my son bought them for me. He's like, "You like them, Mom? You really like them?" I'm like, "Yes. Can you believe these? My hiking boots are trash. Actually went out to the trash the other day when I was spring cleaning. And yeah, these awesome. Love them. Okay. So we have some rainy, muddy weather coming up. I kept the box, and when I was organizing this week, this is the things that I was putting away for the birds and butterfly journal that I'm working on, right? So we got this blue. I've showed you guys this one before, the blue lace. I might have to change this light a little bit here because something's happening with it. Maybe that's, there we go. It was the lid on the box. It was messing things, the light up. All right. Pretty color, right? Nice detail. We got that one. We'll probably use this for clusters or something. All right. And I'm not sure about, we're definitely going to, definitely, I don't know. Might cut a couple of these out. It's just a design. That's all it is. And then there's some lace here that might use that. Not too sure about that. And then there are some butterfly fabric. Might use this. Lots of options with this here still. And some different papers. I came across some calendar pages that I can fussy cut some butterflies off of. I found these, so I will be fussy cutting some butterflies, and I will, you see, like there's some really nice graphic butterflies here. So you can do some fussy cutting, and there's some more butterflies up here, some birds. Might be using some of these. I'm not too sure yet. So I got a stack of these I went through the other day, and I'm not going to go through all of them with y'all, but there's more than enough birds and butterfly calendar pages to mess with here, right? And then this box here is a Wittenauer's chocolate from last year, I believe, a tin, I put all kind of stuff in here to work with. This, I've got some cut out butterflies right here that still need fussy cutted, some more butterflies. Here we've got some beads, some blue beads for the dangles. I also have some seam binding, lacy seam binding, and some blues, some browns, a little bit of purple ones. Just, different things. I went through my stuff. I pulled stuff out that I thought would go in this junk journal. Okay, so I think this color will go. It's like a grayish blue. It's hard to even describe this color, but that's the best I can do. It's a grayish blue color. So there's a whole bunch of these trims and some little flowers, some little blue flowers maybe, and just a whole bunch of other trim here. So I pulled stuff out that I thought I could work with to make clusters. I got some stamps here that I think I got these in one of the sales. I can't remember whose sale these came from. Maybe one of the Defy sales, because occasionally I will buy a $1 or $2 or a $3 item during their auctions, but it's always like less than $5 while I spend at Defy's auction, because that's about all I can afford at their auction. But their stuff is reasonable, so you guys should all go to their auctions once a month. They're a lot of fun to go to. I love watching everybody talk and hang out and win prizes and stuff. So here are some bull pins I have. I have some bulb pins. Okay, these are the gold ones. I have some colored ones as well. I have a box of them, colored ones. So this is just a reminder that if I find a color, I might want to use these ones. And of course, there are the things from Junie were originally in the birds and butterfly, her pieces, so her butterfly piece and her slow stitch piece is still in, it's in this box that actually came with the book. All right. And I have some washi I'm going to be using. What else do I have in here? Just, little pieces like that. How you start sorting through stuff that you want to use. All right. So this is the stuff that I definitely am going to be using some of these, and I just caught my hair in the tin. So 1 second, folks. It's a natural disaster. There we go. I could write a book on on the funny things that happen with long hair, right? Okay, got this piece. I'm probably going to cut off part of this and use it. And just some other pieces. You've all seen these stickers and the antique tape. Here is I have, this is the cover of the book and the back, the birds and the butterflies. And I put together the signatures this week also. There are five signatures in this one. They're not completely put together because I still have, some other pieces to add to it. I still have the doilies to add. I still have some tea-dyed paper to add. And I'm not really sure if I want to add these other pages or not. They're a harder card, like, the 12 by 12 paper. It's more like a cardstock. So let me get this box out of the way. That's what I filled this box up with. Different elements, I would call them, of things we could put in here. I'll show you the signatures, what I've done with them so far. And I think Janet Nash, she said something last week about, well, have fun with your sorting, right? I see you're sorting. Yes. Yeah, that's my sorting and sorting. I'm getting distracted like a little bird. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's try this. Yep. So let me show you what I've done so far with the signatures. I'm not ready to sew them in. Well, I still have to sew on whatever decorative laces or whatever I want to put on the edge of whatever pages I want to put them on, or if I want to sew a pocket on a page. I still have to plan all that, right? Which I haven't done that yet. And we'll look at it this way. It doesn't look like a lot, but it is. You put 5 signatures in this. I don't know if I would have, come to think of it, if I probably would have only put 3 in here, so I could have a lot more bulk. So as it is, I'm not going to be able to put a lot of added things in here because it'll just bulk up too much with 5 signatures, instead of 3. So here's what I have so far. This would be, I haven't cut anything down yet because, like I said, I still have to do the planning on if I'm folding the paper, if I'm sewing trim on the edge of it yet, or if I'm going to fold up the top or the bottom to be a big pocket yet. I've not decided that yet. So here's the first signature is this cardstock one. It's the inside. This is going to have to be covered with, something. There's the butterfly paper, some birds, blue, some book page, a bag, another type of book page, some dyed paper, and the the journal paper, and music paper, and more dyed paper, and the center would be the butterfly paper. So that's one of them. That's one. This is they're all basically the same, set up the same ways. This is 2. It's a purple kind of color. 3 is a blue. It's a rather dark blue. 4 is this travel type, luggage type of cardstock blues. And this is like a very faint script in this one. You could definitely write over it, no problem. Is the back. And that's it. That's the 5 signatures. That's what I have set up so far. So I've been working on that, getting, the papers all. I still have other things, I have some little ephemera pieces to add to it, like the, give me 1 second, I'll be right there. I'll find those other pieces real quick. They're here somewhere. Where are they at? Here they are. So I got these yesterday as part of my Defy's sent me this yesterday in a paper pack, and so there are some wonderful pieces in here that I can use in this journal as well. So it looks like a coffee dyed or tea dyed guest check. So we'll be adding this, folding this and putting this in here for a flip. And look at these colors; they match perfect for what I'm doing, right? So it's like we all have like the same thing going on with the dyes. Here's a purple coffee filter. I'll be able to use that. Some
really lovely, like a half sheet of piece of paper, purple, some blue. We'll be adding that, and a popcorn bag that is blue. And here is it says recipe for ingredients and preparations and cooking instruction. And the bottom says makes and serves. So that this has been tea dyed. It looks like tea dyed to me. Okay. And this one perhaps coffee dyed. Right. And I would say this one is probably coffee dyed as well. And here's some full sheets. Here's a pretty blue. Here is another beautiful blue. It's more, it's definitely blue. Beautiful. And here's some purple. It's really nice. It's got a nice texture to it. Another one, another purple. And here is it. This one looks like, let me put my glasses on real quick. It looks like stained with flower petals and whatnot on there. It's really pretty, guys. I know the light's not picking that up real good, but it's really pretty. Okay, so there's that one, and this one has a nice texture on it as well. You can't really, come on, pick up. Yeah, it's not picking that up. There you go. You see that? The squares. Oh, it's a nice texture on this one. Kind of got it up in this corner. Picks up really good. Okay, the whole thing looks like that. All right, what else we got here? We got this purple. This blue and another purple. So I have all these pages I can add to this as well. So I'll be doing that later today, maybe. I don't know if I will do it today or not, but let me get this stack over here out of my way, because I'm not really ready to trim any of these down or make any decisions with these yet. Some of these pages, honestly, you guys, like, I'll give you an example here. This would be the second. I have this one in as the second page in. Okay, it needs something. Either I need to cut this down or put something on it to cover this white on here. And then this side, I'm not going to leave it white, so I'll probably put some kind of a stencil on here or a stamp or, something like that. Not decorate it fully, but, not leave it just a white page. So I've got a bunch of those to do because there's 5 signatures, and I've got a bunch of those to do. Okay, and then these bird pages, they're very nice. You see, got them flipped the wrong way, so you can't see them, right? Ha ha ha, like that. Okay, but when I put them in here, I'm going to pick which washi tape I want to use. I will put a washi tape, down the center of these. So one here and one on the back side of this signature. One there and one there, like that. Before I sew them in or anything like that, right? So it's just a lot of little things to do. And I'm slow crafter, let me tell you. It takes me forever to make decisions. Gail would say, just decide. That's what Gail Augustinelli would say. She said, just make a decision and go with it. Don't think about it too much. Just do it. We've all heard her say that, right? Well, sometimes I could do that, but not very often, right? I've got to think about it. I've got to plan it. It's got to make sense to me. Okay, so what's happening with the chat? Let me see if I can get caught up real quick again. Hi, Angie. Yeah, the Laura, the the 5 holes were already in the when I received this from Junie Desiree. It was a gift, a giveaway that she had during one of her lives streams, and somebody else won it during the live stream and gifted it to me, and then she sent me this, and yes. Aw. If I missed you coming in, good morning. Good morning. I am trying to catch up on the craft here real quick. Yeah, Deborah, Defy is so cool. Yes, and Kara is amazing. Yes, she is. She gives me some wonderful input and feedback on things. Hmm. I am just about caught up. I'm like at the bottom here with okay. Some more coffee. What else we got here, guys? I'm all caught up on the chat. So I can move these so you guys know what I'll be working on this week, and I will be working on my craft room this week since I have most of my my own closets and dressers cleaned out for the spring, and I do have. I want to show you guys this here if I can find it real quick. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. It's just an idea I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if I know I'll definitely be using this. I received this. These are like, they're very waxy on the inside and the outside is not. And I would imagine they're like what you would put down in between sheets of, or slices of cheese, but they're brown color instead of the white color. But it doesn't really matter. But I saw on one of Jean Peters' videos, Jean Peter, the artist, she was showing these how she didn't show how she did it, but showed something that she had done previously was paint on glassine paper, flowers and such. So I made a little attempt myself and made a little note here. You could actually do, I know you can't really see it on this one. Maybe if where could you see it? It's not showing up. This one's not showing up because of the lighting, but I know this one will show up. This is a rose, like a cabbage rose, okay? And it's just the Prismacolor pencils. Drew it on here with the Prismacolors, and I actually blended this one with I blended one side with water, and then the other side I just blended with a tissue. So the water side, because I didn't do it on the waxy side like I should have, I did it on the like more flat paper side. So when I tried to blend it with the water, it rippled, right? But then I did do a little bit of a design on the waxy side. It is just like, some squares with some blues, some writing on the bottom, whatever. And you can use your wax color pencils on this. I don't know if it's, because of the wax that's on the paper and the wax that's in the Prismacolor color pencils, it blends really nice, guys. I thought I'd share that with you. See, here's my blender, and if I tilt the camera down just a little bit here, like that, so you can see. I'll move it this way. Where's the camera pointing? There it is. All right. So it will blend on here very nicely. I'm just using the blender right now because it's what I have beside me. Anything would work. A paper towel, a tissue, or a Q-tip also works for blending. You see all that? You see all that blue? It's picking up the blue off of here. As it's blending, it picks up the color as well. So you lose color saturation when you blend like this because it pulls the color also off. So I was just doing some experimenting with these and thought I would share with you guys. Water may not be the best for blending on top of this. I found it doesn't blend that well with the water on this. For some reason, the waxes mix and it just does not want to blend, like it does on the paper. So we did discover the Prismacolor pencils are blendable. Right? Okay. Let me catch up on. Boy, you see how gloomy it looks out there today? It's just so gray and cloudy. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Sorry, this weather has got me a little sniffly and a little, sinuses not taking it well. And You're in my thoughts, Angie. I hope you're doing okay. Group hug for Angie, everybody. Okay, let me set that down. And let's see what else we got over here. I'd like to cut some things up. I did want to share with you guys about what you might be able to do a search for Jean Peter artist for her painted roses on wax paper. I think there is something. I haven't seen the actual process. I saw the after product, and it is very pretty. It's like her signature thing. So I will try to find that. Oh, it's really raining here now, guys. Yeah, this is my inspiration. We talked about this last week. This was in Junie's pack of goodies with the book as well. This dangle, it has the colors, all the colors that I'm kind of matching with or non-matching with. There's like grayish blues and blues, all kind of different blues. And this bag, of course, it's painted. So this is what I've been using for inspiration and matching pieces. I've had it sitting there all week since I saw you all last week. I made more of the alcohol ink yesterday. The homemade alcohol ink out of permanent markers and rubbing alcohol. It was an all day process. I didn't bottle it all up yet. And I only made the 2 colors because I still have all the other colors except for the purple and the blue. So I made more of those yesterday, those 2 colors, and that is what I did yesterday. One of the things I did was make more of that. So I have a few, like I said, I want to put some stencils on those white pages. And that will require some more of that blue or purple alcohol ink. It's going to be interesting. I've got tons of stencils, words and butterflies and birds and a lot to choose from. So maybe that's what makes the process so difficult for me is that there's just a lot of stencils. I like a lot of different stencils, not just one stencil. I like a lot of different stencils, lots of different birds, and lots of different butterflies. Choices are fun, but they can, slow the process down too. So this was a really cool lace here that I'm cutting up a shirt, guys. It's, I'm an extra small, this was an extra large. It was brand new. It's never been worn. It was gifted to me to use in a craft project or an art project, whatever, just for this purpose. So that's what I'm doing. I took off the underside of it. Now that I have it, actually, I can open it up and show you guys. So here's the lace. It's a pretty pattern, and then the bottom has this trim on it here. So there's this trim along the bottom. So I will take this part off because it's like a little eyelash. You see that? It's not eyelash like the eyelash thread, yarn, but it's like a little tiny eyelashes there along both edges of it. So I'm going to use the seam ripper on that part. I won't cut that part off. I'll use the seam ripper, and let's see, how bad are those stitches anyways. Sometimes it's nearly impossible. But no, this looks doable. So I will use the seam ripper on this part. Not today. I'll just see here how this comes out. Not the whole thing, but oh yeah, see that? It's coming right off. So it's not a real tight seam. The thread it's pulling right out. So that's awesome. Sometimes it feels like the thread locks. I don't know how to even explain it. But I go to take out sometimes I'll go to take out a seam, oftentimes, and you get the threads, start pulling the threads out, and they seem like they lock to each other and can only pull out a couple at a time, and then you got to cut the thread. But this one looks like it's just going to keep pulling out, no problem. So that's what I'll be doing. It's a pretty relaxing day here. It's still, you see the rain on the window here? Yeah, it's still raining. I want to say it's about 60 degrees today here. Now, probably about 60. But this is coming out pretty easy. See that I've already done, a couple inches there rather quick. So that, and oh, look how it's definitely worth doing. I mean, look how cute that trim is, guys, right? That is cute. That's a cute trim. I like it. Okay, let me see if I can catch up on the chat and take a sip of my coffee. Oh, Laura, you haven't seen us. Haven't seen anybody use a seam ripper? That's how I use mine. So sometimes it's just gets so aggravating. Like I said, sometimes it seems like the stitches will lock as I'm trying to get a seam out. And I'll just get frustrated. And if it's not really a great piece to work with, I will cut it. Yeah, I like to recycle fabrics. I just think, there's so much we can do with them and use them for embellishments. Uh, and I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the process of making this junk journal. Like I said before, I don't know if some of you are, weren't here when I discussed the birds and butterfly junk journal, but it's a donation for Defy, and it will be in one of their upcoming auctions. And Defy has a monthly auction to raise money to pay the shipping cost for all the hardest that they ship out supplies once a month too. And I'll tell you guys, shipping is quite complicated. I'm a newbie at shipping, okay? Who all seriously, if you all want to give me tips on shipping, feel free, because I am such a newbie at it. And I did promise Candy last week. I have a paper pack coming out to her that she won last week in the giveaway. I have not been to the post office yet, but I'll be going out tomorrow and mailing Candy's paper pack. It won't be anything heavy or, spectacular or anything like that. Just some avocado dyed paper and, some things like that I made over the last couple months, and something lightweight. But if you all have some shipping hints, man, that's one of the reasons why I like watching live streams, because everybody's so interactive, and we problem solve, don't we? Watching Johnny on the junk journal shop, right? She was going through I watched her live streams about, when she was going through shipping issues with what is multimedia and what is not, and ledger books and things like that, and her post office starting to give her a problem over things that were, never a problem before. So I had a very interesting situation come up with my post office recently in my area. And long story short, I went to the main branch of the post office in my area, the main hub in my area. And I asked them some questions about postage. And what they had told me would have cost more than twice as amount of money than what it actually ended up costing per package. And I was mailing out like 13 packages. So after talking to people who were helping me with shipping answers and things like that, it ended up costing half the amount of money than what the post office had tried to tell me was all wrong. And it was the branch manager that actually came out and talked to me about it when I was there, because it was, when I went in, it was like really close to noon when I got there. And the two employees, two of the postal workers, you could tell they really didn't want to even help me with my question. They were like ready to go to lunch, and just the way they handled this situation. And then the manager, whoever it was, came out and answered my questions. And yeah, tried telling me that I had to use a different envelope, and it was going to cost, double the amount of postage than what had already been paid for, and blah blah blah. So I came home quite frustrated, and got on Messenger and started to problem solve with other kind people that have been through this and have some experience, and said, no worries, just do this, and like we had already planned, and it will be fine. And guess what? It was all fine. Right? Everybody got their packages. Really something. So I'm finding out that the post office was, they were not honest with me. It seems like they just wanted to make more money off of me, which, quite frankly, I can't afford anyhow. So yeah, that's why I'm asking you guys if you you have any tips or tricks or anything like that with postage or whatnot. Feel free. You won't be just helping me out, you'll be helping out other people in the chat as well. Promise you. Because that's how we learn things. And we have to learn them from each other. So yeah, this is going, pretty. I'm taking. Because this is coming out so easily. I'm pretty much taking out one stitch at a time. If I were, working with those stitches that lock, I wouldn't be doing it this way. I would be, I would go straight. Let me show you. I would take it apart at the seam itself, and I would start ripping it at the seam, pull it apart, and just go up the seams. But since we have such a delicate knitted fabric here, okay, I don't want to take the risk of catching the fabric and not the thread. And so these are all coming out pretty easily. I'm actually doing it the long way, but that's just for the sake of, not causing a snag. I don't want to snag the fabric. If this were a more durable fabric, I certainly would be doing the stitches like the whole row straight up the center of the. Like I said, I would pull it apart at the seam this way, and I would go straight up the whole row. But this is a delicate fabric, and we're not going to do it that way for this one. And the stitches are not locking, so that's nice. I can just pull them out rather easily without causing a snag here, right? Well, I'm excited for tomorrow morning is Janet Nash, and she will be on, as far as I know, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do not know what that computes for anybody else, but I could tell you that I believe she will be on at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. I'm looking forward to Janet. I see everybody worked with buttons last week. And even Mary's Hop was groupings. I caught Bootsy's upload. I think I watched it yesterday. His grouping was for buttons. And as I was taking apart, I loved Roy's video, by the way. Boots, his video on the buttons. He's a button glutton, and Laura from Jersey Crafter, she is a button glutton as well. I think a lot of us are. I've got tons of buttons, you guys. I've got a tin of buttons from my grandmother that she had saved and passed down to my mother. Then my mother passed them down to me. And now I'm collecting buttons from, recycling clothing. Or previous auctions I've been to, a few years back. I bought some sewing supplies. There were collections of buttons in there. I think I can cut that long piece there. Every once in a while, you got to get them long ones out. So that's coming along nice. This is going to be, it's a little stretchy, not much, but it does give a little bit. It's got some give to it. That's beautiful. This is going to be a nice piece to play with. I'm going to enjoy that one. I'm looking out the window at the grayish purple sky and the trees in the background and a little bit of rain coming down. It's not raining cats and dogs or anything like that, just very light. Exactly how I would like a Sunday afternoon to be, tell you the truth. A little bit cool, a nice gentle rain. The flowers are starting to bloom. They need it. The animals all need it, for the vegetation to grow. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this spring. I can't wait to get back out there on a trail. And I have a car mount for my cell phone. I'm going to take you guys all for a ride through Mill Creek Park this spring. Yeah, pretty soon. We don't have a whole lot of color here yet. The trees, they still look like they were in winter mode. Not much is blooming yet. So another few weeks, we will have some nice blooming going on here. I'll take you guys all for a ride through Mill Creek Park. That will be nice. I got another long piece out of there. Okay. I think I will, how about if we do a giveaway? We can, what will be the prize? Maybe, I don't have anything planned. I do have some Reader's Digest. We can do a giveaway with a Reader's Digest and a paper pack. Since I do have some extra of these alcohol inks that I made, paper, and since I have not sent out candies yet, I'm going to be sending that out tomorrow. And I know with like books, you could send books as multimedia, and that's rather, I think that is maybe cheaper than, I don't know, than going a flat rate. I'm not really sure, but we'll figure it out. I think I will surprise Candy. I know you're here, not much of a surprise, right? I'll surprise you with one of the Reader's Digest. It'll be a surprise which one it is. How about that? And same with today's drawing, because I have quite a collection of not a lot, maybe 10 Reader's Digests now, and I certainly don't need them. I don't need that many of them. I only need like one or two. So I would like to give them away, here and there. And so if you would like to win a prize of a paper pack, some avocado dyed paper that I've made, and some of the blues and purples. I do have some other colors of the alcohol ink, but I haven't made much paper yet with the other colors, and I'm not going to have time for that yet. That will be in the future. So it would just be the avocado dyed paper and some blues and purple alcohol ink paper. So we have, let me take a look at the chat real quick. 15 people. So let's do a number between 1 and 50. And let's see who's here. Janet Nash. On Janet Nash saying go, pick a number 1 through 50. Okie dokie. And I will continue to do this while you all put in number 1 through 50. I see numbers are starting to come in. There's the lag between YouTube and StreamYard on the live is a little unnerving at times, not knowing if it's a 15-second lag, 20-second lag. Sometimes it's even longer than that. Seems like, I don't know. But it helps when there are moderators, that are in the chat, and because they're seeing things the way everybody is seeing things, and they're not seeing the delay like I am. When you're live streaming, you see this delay between when you actually say something and when it actually shows up. Well, that was nice. You see that? I pulled one string out and got a whole bunch out. That was nice. That was nice. There it is. There's that one string. Awesome. Okay, so I could cut that. And Janet, if Janet Nash, if you see everybody has got their number, you can say stop anytime you think that everybody has their numbers in. And then when you on Janet's stop, I'll go ahead and draw a number from, I'll ask the smart one back there to choose a number, but I'm not going to say her name until we're ready, because she just don't go right ahead before we're ready. Once I say her name, it's on. Okay, let me have a look at what's happening with the chat so I have an idea when we should draw a number. I see Yadira, she has 11. And I just saw Janet push stop. Okay, awesome. All right, I am going to if you got your number in before the start, that's okay. We just use start and stop just to make it easier, to within a section of the chat to look for. Yeah, Deborah, your Alexa's waiting too. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 50.
Your random number between 1 and 50 is 48.
She said 48. So whoever is closest to 48 without going over. Who's close? Let's see. I think Deborah Adams had 37 so far. Looks like the highest number. Teresa. Is Teresa the winner? Teresa got 48. I'm looking. Who's calling it? Okay, congratulations, Teresa. Congratulations. If you can, there's my email address. send me an email with your mailing address, and I will mail that out to you. It will be one of the Reader's Digest and a paper pack. All right. Yeah, Amy, it's a rose. Yeah, it's actually very old. It's very, very old. More than 20. I would maybe about 20 years, something like that. I don't know. $25 I've had this one, long time. I have one on my back. It's an Amy Brown fairy. It's an entire back piece. If you're familiar with Amy Brown fairies, she was, pretty popular about a decade ago or so. Yeah, I have one of her big back piece, one of her fairies on my back. All right, you guys. I think we can wrap it up here today. Thank you all for joining me and hanging out Sunday morning. Seeing, what I'm going to be working on this week. And congratulations to the winner, Teresa. And I'm sure I'm going to see you all in a live chat later this week. Tomorrow is Janet, and don't forget to check out Zena's live streams. She's a hoot. Yeah, she's a lot of fun to watch her live streams, and Jersey Crafter and Mrs. Gigi, and I got a lot of YouTubers here, you guys. A lot of fellow creators in the chat. I'm so happy you guys are all here, and I follow you back. You know that. Everybody have a fantastic week, and thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and that's it. Bye, everyone.